Welcome to Next 7, a podcast brought to you by Dr. Suzy Harris of Burlington, Vermont. Next 7 is a dependable guide for building a healthier, more vibrant future for yourself and for your next 7 generations. Through inspiring conversations with functional health and wellness experts, you'll explore the tools, practices, and knowledge needed to achieve whole body health. Please enjoy this episode of Next 7 with Dr. Suzy Harris.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me on my podcast, Next 7. I'm here today with a really good friend of mine, Dr. Jeff Wulfman. Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you.
So glad you're here with me. I have been super blessed to know you in our community as an integrative health and holistic care medical doctor. And I know you've been doing your work for over 30 years, treating and supporting thousands of people with complex illnesses like Lyme and autoimmune, neurological stuff. The list goes on. But to me, you're one of a kind in the medical community because in the way that you've offered cutting edge stuff, alternatives for people experiencing limitations of the traditional healthcare scene, I've leaned in a few times myself. You've helped me with some consult calls when we're co-treating people. So I want to thank you for who you are and the support you've offered this community.
Yeah, thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yes. So inside this commitment that you have, you brought my attention to the Centropics Kloud Mat. And that's what we're really going to get into today. I mean, you and I both know when people are swirling in their health and they can't seem to get traction, they need to clear some blockages, like it could be toxicities, it could be gut microbiome infections, or fungal, parasitic, tick-borne, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
But the Kloud Mat, which is what we're going to get into, brings a huge difference to the playing field for getting people to be able to heal. I
Well
wonder.
said.
Yeah, thank you. Do you want to start off by telling us what is the Kloud Mat and how did you find out about it? How did you get into it?
Yeah, thanks for that intro. And I think it segues really great into not only scientifically, but philosophically why I feel it's really important in terms of the whole healing model. But the way I got into it, I mean, like when you're sitting day after day with people with very complex, challenging situations who have tried and are trying all kinds of things to heal, it's really compels one to just keep looking for potential things that may help shift the needle for folks. And it's gotten actually not easier, it's gotten harder over time because there are just more and more challenges to being thriving and being vital and healthy. And so I worked for a long time and still do. What are blocks? What are things that we can help remove? Like you said, whether it's pathogens, parasites, toxins, whatever, nutrient stuff, all that. But what I realize is like a lot of times it's just not enough. You can do all this biochemical thing to try and help them, but there's just limits to that. And in my own explorations, I was getting more and more interested in more frequency-based inputs. Everything is frequency. It's just something solid is just vibrating at a slower rate than something that you can't see. It's all just energy, right? So I was like, what can we do on that level more? And I was hunting around and I was aware of the class called PEMF, which stands for Pulsed Electromagnetic Field. That's the general class that the Kloud Mat is in. And I've been aware of that. It's been around for over 50 years. It's used extensively in Eastern Europe. It has over 4,000 studies in PubMed supporting its effects. But the reason I had not engaged with it yet, because it was not sophisticated enough for me and the outcomes were variable. And so I had my eye on it. And then these random things happen.
That happens, yeah.
Just said, hey, I think this is new tech out of Germany. It's made in Switzerland. It truly is next generation. And I'm like, yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I'm cautious.
Another something.
Yeah, another something, like skeptically optimistic. Yeah. So anyway, I vetted it and researched it extensively. I actually ended up going over to Liechtenstein, where the headquarters is. I met the German biophysicist who created this, who's like the Thomas Edison of PEMF technology.
He seems like a really cool guy.
Oh, his heart, and that was important to me. What's this person all about? And his heart's really in the right place. And he's in his 80s now, and this is like his final sort of creation. And I was like, yes, this truly is next generation. And so if we look on a very fundamental level, for the body to not only maintain, but certainly to regenerate and deal with stressors and deal with all the stuff it does, requires energy at a very basic level. Now, you can help facilitate energy production through like nutrients and stuff, but that only goes so far. So, what this is, so just a quick, simple analogy, I have this thing, it has a million,
Cell phone.
yeah, cell phone. It can do a zillion different things, has all this in software and hardware and all that. But in order for it to do all those things, it requires energy. Okay.
Yeah.
If the battery level on this gets down to 10%, it goes low power mode. What does low power mode do? It shuts off non-essential programs. No, I can't run that YouTube video and I can't do this because I got to be able to make a phone call if I have to. The body, if the energy at a very basic level gets low, it starts shutting. I can't detox that. I can't deal with those microbes. I can't fix that nervous system tissue because there's not enough energy. So what's one of the things you do? You lay this on a wireless charger. A pulsating electromagnetic field runs through that wirelessly, raises the electron charge within that battery. Now you have all that potential, and now you can run everything at one time and do it all. So somewhat similarly, with laying the body on this or laying the cloud on top of you, either way, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
A very sophisticated pulsating electromagnetic field runs through the body, through the clothes, through everything, doesn't matter, penetrates all through that. And it elevates the electron potential, activating the molecules directly. It's direct energy transfer.
Okay.
From the mat into the physical self. Now, the body then decides what to do with it. This is the other piece I like is it's not forcing anything, which really fits more and more with my philosophical, and I know that resonates with you too, is this Western, I got to find the defect and go in there and punch something in there to try and make it, correct it and all that.
Cut it out, maybe.
Yeah, the body is actually knows what to do and is trying to do it all the time. Even people who are very ill, their body is trying to detox, chew up microbes, repair gut lining, heal nervous system, what all the stuff.
Even just absorb nutrition.
Yeah, all that takes energy. Is trying to do it, and actually it knows what to do. And you can put in all the supplements and all the stuff, and they have their role. But if you don't have the energy for it, you can't do it. It won't adequately do it. So what I found was people who like plateaued off or only partial responders or very slow responders or all that, when you bring in the charge at the fundamental level with the Kloud Mat, charge them at the molecular level, now they take off and they actually respond. And then the second main effect of the cloud, and this is I'm part-time medical director for the company now. They've hired me to answer medical questions for people and so forth.
Cool.
The second effect, other than that basic like energy, molecular activation, is nervous system balance. A lot of your clients and a lot of people, their autonomic nervous system is very out of balance. They're stuck in fight, flight, they're vibrating all the time inside, or there's no amount of meditation that can like calm things down. You have to have a balanced nervous system in order to heal that sympathetic, parasympathetic, get into rest, digest. So that's the other effect is entrainment. So a nervous system that's vibrating and chaotic, when you lay it on the mat or lay the mat on you, this gentle, resonant, pulsating field is moving through. We are bioelectric beings.
Yes.
Okay. So if you are laying in this gentle, pulsating electromagnetic pulse, your nervous system starts to entrain with that.
Does entrain mean try to match it for folks who don't know?
Yeah. If you think of just the analogy of sound, You walk into a room and there's loud, chaotic, heavy metal music going, your system is going to go like that. If you walk in and there's a gentle, soothing Mozart symphony or something, your
Yeah.
nervous system is going to start matching that.
Yeah.
Same thing happens electromagnetically. This, where we could get into the whole discussion about electrosmog and all that,
Oh,
all
yeah.
the stuff we're exposed to. But when you're on the mat and you're in that gentle field, the nervous system starts to balance out.
Mm-hmm.
And I have had people, just giving them like a one-time demo in the cloud, have people like tear up because I'm like,
Yes.
what's, and it puzzled me at first. I'm like, what's, like, my nervous system has settled for the first time in years. I actually don't feel like this all the time.
Yes.
Yeah,
Her
cool.
grandma just came put you on her lap or something.
Yeah,
Just
it's like
love.
that internal discord has settled a lot.
Mhm.
So what we're finding, because I'm co-moderating, we've started a monthly health professional call for health professionals who are using the cloud in their practices, a way to just discuss and best practices. And people are starting to see it really helpful with PTSD and people with a trauma history and dysregulated nervous system for that purpose,
Huh.
in addition to facilitating just the healing process because of the energy. But like you, I'm a root cause
Yeah.
detective,
Mm.
but also we need like root support. And that's how I see this is the foundation that you build everything else upon. So all the other great stuff that I do and you do, whether it's supplement based or body work or that kind of thing,
Yeah.
you've got to build it upon this just foundation of energy. And this is the way
Yeah.
of transmitting energy.
That's awesome. If I'm hearing you, if the body has partial energy, it has to prioritize. It can't fully engage in all the areas that need to be going for a person to lift out of a plateau or to
Yes.
start responding to care.
Yeah.
And that chronic illness is a really big one. So this kind of breaks into that chronic pattern, maybe gets people leveled up energetically. Like I know this helps cell to cell communication, it helps stem cell activation. I'll ask you later about the different programs,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
one thing I was curious about, because people are getting more aware about electromagnetic smog and the downsides. And when they hear pulsed electromagnetic frequency, they're like, uh-oh, that sounds like a bad thing.
It has EMF in it. Why would I want that?
Can you talk to that?
Yeah. I mean, it's so all electromagnetic fields are not bad. We are like you put an EKG on me, you're going to pick up my electromagnetic field that my body is producing.
Yes.
And you put it on electrodes on my brain, you're going to pick up electromagnetic fields that my body is producing.
Mm.
So it's part of life. It
Yes.
depends on what is that electromagnetic field and what spectrum is it in. If we look at the whole electromagnetic spectrum, the range that is within our normal physiology is like this little slice here. And then way over here is like X-rays and gamma rays and 5G. Yeah, this is not so great for life.
Yes.
But within this range is, we are that.
So it's
So
supporting that
yeah, so the
biochemical.
cloud field that it emits is within this range of normal physiology. So it's actually supporting what's already there.
I wonder, I don't know if you'll remember this, but before I bring people on, I do a little sleuthing to get some understanding of what you've been up to. And there was a testimonial from a gentleman, I think he had you on his interview, Ryan. Yeah, can you tell me the story? What, if it's appropriate, I know he shares it around his son. Like there was nerve regenerative. I just was wondering if you had any stories about, if not him, things you've seen yourself.
Yeah, so one piece of this discussion, because the cloud is a class 1 medical device, which is just a safety designation, but it is a wellness and fitness product. And for very deliberate reasons, because once you go into a quote medical product, you're completely limited on what you can do.
Yes.
So I can't like give disease specific stuff.
Understood.
It's not meant to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease or illness.
There we
With
go.
that said,
It's a
people,
health device.
yeah, it's a health support device. So I will use some more general terms, but people, for instance, I had a client done everything, seen everybody, taken all the stuff, done all the things, and could not, in a complex chronic illness world, could never get more than a week into any protocol that she did because she would hurt so bad and flare so bad she would just go and be a non-functional, have to
And
stop it, no matter
herpes.
how many binders and detox support and drainage this and all that acupuncture.
And just for people who don't know, herxing means you're having a really crappy detox reaction.
Yeah, you try and treat something and you get so much worse initially, you can't handle it. And so I was like, maybe the issue is not that it's not the right protocol. Maybe the issue is actually energy, and that your body just does not have the energy to handle whatever you're trying to do here. Let's
Mhm,
bring in the cloud like for
mhm.
2 weeks first, and then bring the protocol in.
Mm.
And she had one day of a mild headache and then just took off. And she's like, this in 20 years, I've never been able to tolerate anybody's protocol. And I've been all over the country and seen all the hoo-has. And the issue was that she didn't have the energy.
Mm.
And the
That's so
body,
huge.
yeah, it's huge.
Because you think
So,
about someone's life quality, they can't show up for themselves, for their kids, for their job, for any joy.
yeah,
So giving people an opportunity to bump that energy up so they can start
yes.
responding.
And marked changes in discomfort. I'm using that word specifically.
Yeah.
Um,
Don't say it treats pain because
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
discomfort. I
Yeah,
understand.
discomfort. People who were scheduled to go and have their joints, whatever,
Mhm.
started using it and are like, I don't need to do that.
Wow.
My discomfort levels are dramatically improved. That I have had a couple clients, like you had mentioned in that webinar, myself, who had markedly reduced sensation in certain
Mm.
areas of their body. That started going the other direction.
That's so important. That's happening a lot now since post-COVID.
Yeah.
So the PEMF, pulsed electromagnetic frequency, how is this one different than, because people will say, oh, I've got one of those at home, or I've done that before and it didn't help me. How do
Yes.
you describe the difference of this one?
That's a great question. And it's why I waited until now, because there was this big technology advancement gap. And to me, like the the prior technology and most of the other technology out there is very simple
Mm.
and in a narrow spectrum. So if you look at the analogy, would be most devices are either like, I'm going to use this sound analogy again, like just a drum. Yes,
Uh-huh.
it's a pulsating electromagnetic field.
Mm.
Very simple, one note, or three piano keys over and over again, same rate, same thing all the time. So the cloud is the only one in the world that is ultra broadband and ultra complex. So it's like a 30-piece orchestra all playing at the same time.
Mm.
You're covering the entire spectrum. So this device A may vibrate and do their field in this range. Device B may do it over here. C may have this, like just this one right here. The
Mhm.
cloud is the entire, not only the entire piano key, but all the instruments in the orchestra all at once. So
Wow.
why that's important is every molecule in your body is a different size and shape.
Mm.
So just like the frequency to cause this to break would be different than a wine glass, right? So you need that entire spectrum to have a magnified effect on the system. And
Understood.
part of the challenge from my thinking was when I started looking at all the outcome stuff, like just PMF in general, increases nitric oxide release and improves microcirculation and helps with stem cell regeneration and tissue repair and nerve regeneration, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, I don't, how can it do all those things? Because I was still thinking in this linear A plus B equals like, how can it do all that stuff? The body's already doing all that stuff. It's trying to do all this stuff. What it wants to release lots of nitric oxide and improve microcirculation and deliver oxygen to the cells and repair tissues and detox and gobble up microbes and have their stem cells go where they're supposed to go. It's already trying to do that, but
Mhm.
it has to have the energy and it has to have that balance, the nervous system
Mhm.
balance, and that's
Mhm.
what this is providing. But it truly is a unique and next generation product. Yes, you can go on Amazon and get a quote PEMF device or even elsewhere,
Sure.
And that's what I spend a lot of time trying to, because just like you said, people say, "Oh, I tried it once, didn't do anything."
Mhm.
That's like saying, "I tried a supplement once and it didn't do anything, so I'm not
True.
gonna take any supplements because they don't work."
Yeah.
It's
Well,
very different than a complex regimen that you've put together.
well, and I think I heard you say at some point there are 23 million impulses running more cellular activation, and the next step down from that would be 400,000 impulses.
Yes,
So it's
there you go.
50 times
Exactly. So that's actual
more
physics
powerful.
calculation. Laying on the mat for 15 minutes, the cloud, so all the programs just run for 15 minutes. In that 15 minutes, there are 23 million activation impulses across this entire spectrum.
Mm.
The closest next one gives you 450,000 in 15 minutes in about this range
Yeah.
versus
So
all of
not
it
so
and
broad.
23 million. Not so broad, and 50 times more per session. So that's what really propels it in
Mhm.
it. And then there's it's wireless. You run off the battery. You can run it off your app. It's foldable, portable. There's all those like ease of use things that are important. If it was big and bulky and had wires everywhere, people are less likely
Yeah.
to use it.
It
So,
is so easy to use. I'll tell you, yesterday I had something for lunch that didn't work out. It was like I think the food was bad,
mhm,
and I got hit hard. And I
mhm.
had some stuff to do. I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go lay on the mat." Within a minute or two of being on there, the really severe discomfort chilled right out. And I was like, I don't know if this is gonna do anything. I know this thing does amazing things, but it's more maybe not so quick and direct as what I was hoping. But I had to do it again, maybe 3, 4 hours later.
Yeah.
But I was surprised because I didn't realize it could be that quick of a shift in my body.
Yeah, it's so there are the quick or acute changes, and then there are the sort of domino effects that occur over time with use,
Mm,
both. But sometimes, like for an acute issue like you're experiencing, it's almost like that. And I think
mhm.
that is probably the blood flow effect that you're feeling when there's some inflammation going on somewhere that there could
Making
be
things tighten up.
constriction and tight,
Mm,
and it just increases that flow so that
relaxes, yeah.
oxygen can get delivered and all that stuff. So.
What about yourself? Have you had any personal experiences with it that you want to share?
Yeah, that I originally got it for myself, and I don't like to recommend things unless I have experienced them myself. And so I used it for a couple months before I recommend it. But for me, like I had an energy ceiling. There was a level of not severe but fatigue at which if I didn't get enough sleep, if I diet got off, I would really and I did not I felt a little vulnerable.
Mhm.
No amount of mitochondrial support supplements and red lights and cold plunges and intermittent fasting and all that, I could not get above the ceiling. I still needed 8 to 10 hours of sleep per night. If I didn't get it, I didn't feel that great. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do this part. I'm going to bring in this the electromagnetic energy transfer directly to my system at the very basic level, see what happens. And sure
Mhm.
enough, I just started, my fatigue ceiling just started gradually. If I stop using it and get lazy, it starts going back down this way. That was one motivation. Oh, and so the amount of sleep that I needed dropped by almost 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Instead of needing 8 to 10, now I need 6 to 8. And I
Nice.
could not move that needle in any other way.
Wow.
And then some general achiness, like I had mild joint inflammation down the stairs in the morning, no matter fish oil, all the stuff. It was there.
Mhm.
And that has improved significantly
Good.
for me as well. So
That's
I
amazing.
wanted resilience.
Yeah, we're here. Our life's not that long. Let's have some fun.
We have to have vital, thriving resilience to feel just good
Yeah.
because there's so many challenges to our body right now that we've never been exposed to before.
Yeah.
Humanity's never had 80,000 man-made chemicals that it had to deal with or
My
these
goodness.
crazy electromagnetic fields. So you have to have fully charged batteries just to maintain and also to thrive.
Yeah.
Uh,
I had that conversation with someone the other day. They were like, when do you get to stop using it?" And I was like, "You can go on and off or stop or whatever, but if you think about all the challenges that like you were just saying, all the environmental challenges, the stress challenges, the just all of it. Like a cell phone, you do have to charge it every
Hmm.
day, or you get what you get. So
Yeah.
just
Or
like
if
in
you
your
have a
teeth.
Tesla car and you want to get across the country and go on an
Truth.
awesome adventure, you got to charge that sucker or it's just
That's
going to,
right. And now
I
I
want
think,
to go 80 miles an hour. Too bad. You can only go.
yeah, I think just we are in a different age now where we really do need to pay attention to recharging. And this is such a simple,
Yeah.
accessible add-on. It doesn't throw you off. You can put it in your bed and just do it as you're falling asleep if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I use it in bed, I put it so you can lay it on top of you or lay on it. Doesn't matter. The field goes both directions
Oh, cool.
from the mat, perpendicular to the mat. So if I'm
Okay.
in bed, I'll just pull it up over the covers and do like relaxer program and then just put it off
Mhm.
onto the floor when it's done.
Got it. Speaking of programs, can you give just a quick what there's 5, I think, but maybe more now, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it comes with 5 different programs, and one way of thinking that is they're all activating and they're all settling to the nervous system, but they have like a different song would affect you in different ways. It's a little different pulsation rate and how it goes over 15 minutes.
Mhm.
So you can choose what you want. And I don't know about you, but I've developed a very intuitive sense with that. When I go to use it, I'm like, I'm going to do transform or nah, balance
Mhm.
based off of where I'm at and what I feel I need.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
there's 5 and they have different names. The first one is called relaxer. So that's great at night, like if I'm in my head and spinning and a little activated. It starts over the 15 minutes, starts at a high frequency rate and then comes down over that 15 minutes. Very
Mm.
calming to the nervous system. It's amazing when you're wound up how much that can
Cool.
help with sleep. The second is balance. It's kind of like acupuncture is very gentle on the nervous system. If people have that total fight flight going on, that one can be very settling. It's subtle, so less likely to feel something right away, but it can be very settling. It's the most gentle, like if people are hypersensitives,
Balance.
yeah, balance. And then energize. That one I probably use the least. It affects me a little different. Everybody's
Mhm.
different. That one
Mhm.
I just want to take a nap. I don't know why. This doesn't energize.
Okay. Gives you the energy to maybe get some sleep.
Maybe. Hey, take a nap.
Yeah.
And
But
then
for others, it might give them some energy.
yeah, others kind of perks them up. My wife likes that. If she's feeling kind of sluggish, she'll do that. And then synchronize is very mind, body balancing, very grounding. It has a lot of the low frequency, like the Schumann, the Earth's Schumann resonance in it. It's very grounding
Cool.
and calming. And so if people are going to do like a one-off demo, I'll also often recommend let's do synchronize. And
Synchron-
it's very calming. And then the fifth one is transform, which is the highest intensity, highest frequency. It's the deepest penetration. It's the most activating. So that is the most charging at the very. So personally, I make sure I get a transform in every day because I want
Mhm.
my batteries charged at the
Yeah,
molecular level, no matter
that's
what, for the
awesome.
reasons we talked about. And then when I do a second one, or sometimes I'll even do a third, I'll do usually a balance or
Mhm.
synchronize. And then if I want it sleep. Now, people with higher needs, you can do back-to-back sessions. I have some like people with severe chronic low energy issues. They'll do transform 2 in a row, or they'll do
Okay.
transform followed by synchronize, charge them up, and then balance it out.
I see.
Combine those two together. So people are getting more and more creative with the combining. So those are the 5 that it has come with. It's been out for about 4 years. Just last month, they have come out with actually 11 additional programs because
Oh, wow.
it's an updatable product. You can connect it to the Wi-Fi and all that, so it's not a static product.
I
It can
see.
continue to be updated, but there are new programs. Particularly, there are 5 new ones which you can download now. Typically, those are you have to buy those extra. People who already have the Cloud Mat, they want to. That's $500 for the 5 new
Mm.
programs. But
Okay.
until the end of September, if someone buys a cloud, you will get these additional programs for free included
Okay.
in your cloud purchase. And
So they
you
come with
can,
it.
yeah, so you can run the cloud from your cell phone. There's an app. I can start and stop it. I can look at what is the intensity level. So that's the other adjustable piece. So there's the program, which is like the song, and then
Mhm.
the intensity is like the volume. So you can
Right.
dial the intensity 1 to 5. So that's just like turning up the power
Which
or
is so
down.
helpful for our super sensitive people. You can start off
Exactly.
really sensitive.
Yeah, so you can put it
Now,
on
when
a
you
little
say it
case.
runs off the app, do you mean you can run the Kloud Mat controls from your phone?
Yes.
Okay, it's not like you can get the Kloud Mat
No,
vibration on your
no,
phone.
you're
Yeah,
not using
okay.
the phone, uh,
Which
to
is
do that.
probably good.
No, it's just to start and
Mhm,
stop it, choose the program, change the
mhm,
intensity. You can do that from your phone, or you can do it
mhm,
off the punch pad.
mhm.
But these new programs, because there's only 5 buttons on the punch pad, the new programs, to start and stop them, you need to use your phone.
Got it. Cool. I did have another question for you. How you doing, by the way? I'm really
Good.
picking your brain here.
Yeah. No, it's fun.
So, what we've talked about with people maxing out on the biochemical realm, meaning good diet, supplements, the cold plunges, and the hyperbarics, and all that. If they were going to start using Cloud Mat, would they need to stop any of that other stuff that they do? Or would
No,
it just enhance?
it enhances the effect of all those other things. And I have seen this over and over again, and it makes complete sense energetically, biochemically, all of it. So, if, for instance, if someone's doing red light or they're on a supplement program or doing these other inputs, hyperbarics, that's trying to facilitate a response in the body
Mhm,
that's towards a
mhm.
healing in some way. It still requires energy,
Yeah,
and it requires a balanced nervous system for the
yeah.
body to respond to those things. So if you do the cloud first, charge the batteries, balance the system, and then you do your supplements, and then you do your hyperbaric and your red light
Mhm,
and your cold plunge and whatever, it propels the whole process.
mhm.
And I've
And
seen that.
I find people need less and less supplementation, which has always been my goal. We
Yes,
can't it's we're hoping if you get access to clean food, clean water, functional healthcare, which is my shtick here on Next 7,
yes,
you can reduce all the need for so many supplements, which I like that.
I do too. I do. That's
Mhm.
what I'm seeing too. And you've seen many. I have like people with bags of
Bags.
thousands of
So
dollars of
much money.
supplements
Yeah.
trying just with biochemistry to fix things, but
Mhm.
it can only do so much.
So with enough energy, people who aren't responding well can start responding. People who are slow to respond, it gets them going. Somebody who's over responding and having poor reactions to care, it can tamp down that effect.
Yeah, and it's not just for the ill. Like I had no quote illness
Yeah. So
myself,
biohacking.
but I had a sense there was a level of vitality above what I was experiencing. I can play sports and do all this stuff, but it was like I know there's more, and
Hmm.
I can't get it there in any other
Yeah.
way. And
This is
so
amazing.
it's also just for vitality and biohacking. And the biohacking piece is that to me, all those other biohacking impulses you put on top of the cloud. Because if that's not there and you're bringing
Hmm.
in NAD and whatever and all this stuff, yeah, it's helpful, but it's not going to have its full effect
Yeah.
unless you've established.
And you and I know the term biohacking. How would you describe it for people who don't know what that means?
Yeah, it's bringing in something to try and stimulate a specific reaction in the body to have a higher level of functioning.
So like a
Yeah.
certain supplement that will help your mitochondria.
Yes, or a peptide to try and stimulate something from happening, or bring in like red light or something to try and tweak the mitochondria to get them to go this direction, or intermittent fasting to try and get these self-healing processes going
Mhm,
forwards.
mhm.
Bringing in influences to try and improve overall vitality.
And do I have it right that the Cloud Mat combines PEMF, or we call it PEMA, pulsed electromagnetic activation, with red light?
No, no,
PEMF.
there's no red light in it. Yeah.
Okay, straight. Awesome. And I know now, like you mentioned earlier, you're co-leading monthly health professional roundtable calls, which is just practitioners and people who are on the ground using this with clients.
Yeah.
I so appreciate you doing that. I'm registering for that today because I want to
Cool.
get my skills up for helping people with this.
Love to have you there. Yeah.
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 Is there anything else you want to add?
No, yes, I do. One piece is it's a very different paradigm, and it's a little confusing to the Western mind. I don't laying on this thing, like, what's it do? And like, how's it going to? So we've talked about
Mhm.
this during this half an hour.
Yeah.
But I really, and I know you feel this too. It's like shifting to from a passive sort of victim of circumstance to like belief and the truth that actually your body knows how to heal and is
Yes.
trying very hard to do it right in
Mhm.
this moment. And so this is giving it the resources, that the direct activation and the nervous system balance so it can do it better. And to me, it's yeah, diet and exercise and Kloud Mat.
Yeah.
And I am not a product guy. I do
I
not
know you're
have
not.
a house full. I've never
Mm.
promoted things. Like it's like I'm into what works and
Yep.
what brings results and
Wonderful.
outcomes. And that's why. And just speaking of outcomes, this is one thing we didn't talk about. The just out in the last few months, the company did a 400-person international trial, the University of Vienna, on outcomes with real world users who bought the Kloud Mat and used it before they started using it and 6 weeks later, and looked at like sleep,
Mm.
energy, cognitive clarity, mood, discomfort levels, and the effects are incredible. It has been
Measurable.
presented at Cornell. It's been submitted for publication. It's the only, so this is the other one. Why just get one? It's the only product that has ever done
Mm.
large scale, real world, how does this impact people study. No
Yeah.
one has ever done that before. And
Yeah.
so that's another piece that is really reassuring to me is yeah, that's okay, this is all great, all this nitric oxide, but how do people feel? And so
Mhm.
energy, sleep, pain, cognition,
Yeah.
etc.
I would assume too, immune system health would be up. You think
Absolutely.
about the time lost with your kids, because your kids can use this too.
Oh yeah. I've got whole families who it's like, okay, your turn. Okay, your turn. Okay, your turn. They
Yeah.
they they they
Everybody stay
all
healthy.
they all do it. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I so appreciate you taking the time to do this, because I know you're right in the middle of a move and everything. I'd love to have you back on at some point to talk about you've really expanded your wellness care to include trauma-informed therapies, helping people get their vitality and freedom back, and clearing energy blocks coming from something you call parasitism.
Yeah, yeah, I'd love to come back and talk about that. It's a passion of mine is helping remove anything that's taking away more than it's giving, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally, or even spiritually. And so
Mm.
I work with people on all those pieces and
So
parts.
you're looking for sources of energy suck
Yes, which
wherever
is
that.
just what parasitism is. It's just describing a relationship where one thing's taking more than it's giving. That
Mhm.
can be a microbe in your gut. Also, it can be a person or an institution or your own thoughts or your own trapped traumas or things like that.
Got
So,
it. Yeah, because even those are the basics. If those are in the way, it clouds up everything.
yeah, for
Notice how I
sure.
snuck the word cloud in there again?
Speaking of that, you should, people who see this are going to be curious. You should tell them your Centropic's website so
Oh,
that they know
yes.
where to go. So the
Thank
thing
you.
is, if you just Google it, you're going to get some random person's website rather than
Mhm.
Suzy's, and you don't want to do that. So to
Yeah,
make
we'll put
sure you go to
the
Suzy's, yeah.
thanks for saying that. We'll put the link below if people get curious. I'm starting to use it more in my practice when people come in for their sessions to have them run that. I've also toyed with, could I do the muscle testing while they're on it, but I'm trying not to confuse their bodies.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, yeah, but to try it, and then essentially it really is, if you can do it, it's really, if you can have one at your house to use
Oh, for
regularly so you don't
sure.
have to travel somewhere.
Yes.
I wanted to drop in there too that you do have a 6-month mentorship for practitioners who want to learn more about the parasitism thing you're talking about. So
Yeah.
love what you're doing.
Quantumparasiteprotocol.com. That's part of what I'm doing.
Say that again one more time.
Quantumparasiteprotocol.com.
Awesome.
So I work one-on-one with people, but also do mentorships, 6-month mentorships for practitioners who want to learn what I do.
Yeah, really, it's all about the energy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not letting it get siphoned off, but also rebuilding it up, because that's the body knows what to do. We know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Agreed.
Dr. Jeff Wulfman, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with me.
My
Really
pleasure, Suzy.
appreciate who you are. And you're still seeing people virtually, right?
Hmm.
These days?
But only through that means through my website.
The quantum stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. All right. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And to those of you who joined us today, thank you again for joining me for my podcast Next 7. And we will see you again next time.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Next 7 with Dr. Suzy Harris. We hope you enjoyed today's conversation. Please stay connected with us through social media for updates and behind-the-scenes content. And don't forget to like us on YouTube and Facebook and share us with your friends and family. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode.